And now, for the first time, we're hearing the incredible details of how firefighters first spotted the trapped man from the chief of the Louisville Fire Department himself, who was right there. WHAS 11 Night Team's Alexandra Goldberg talked to Brian O'Neill here at WHAS tonight. And Alexandra, the part about how they kept this man breathing is unbelievable.
Doug, the rescue story is unbelievable, and it's just one of two very tense and stunning events that tested the Louisville Fire Department just 2 days apart from each other. There are 2 dead in that factory explosion, and then that one construction worker who lived through a nearly 9-hour rescue mission. Chief Brian O'Neill takes us back to the harrowing moment when they first spotted the trapped worker.
They dug down probably 6 to 8 inches before they came to that hard hat. Now they know where he is.
This drone picture provided by Deputy Mayor David James shows the head of the trapped construction worker still wearing his helmet. The hard hat signaled to Louisville Fire where to find the worker. He had fallen nearly 12 feet into a space, completely buried, but with space to breathe.
There's so much weight pushing in, but there was enough debris around. He was just very fortunate that it wasn't crushing his chest and his lungs at the time.
Then the rescue at 8:26 last night, and now new details emerge about the reality.
Eventually, his cell phone, which also didn't break, got out of his pocket. He was able to call his family.
It was an intense week for Louisville Fire.
2 of our citizens that lost their lives on Tuesday with this horrible explosion. We had this gentleman yesterday that, although it was a successful rescue, it started with a terrible tragedy, a traumatic event that this man was trapped for such a long time.
An explosion at the Givaudan factory in the Clifton neighborhood on Tuesday. And a nail-biting rescue from the rubble at the former Community Correction Center. Now an active demolition site for the new medical complex downtown on East Chestnut Street.
We've seen trench rescues where a person is only buried up to their waist and it's still fatal. And here you had a person completely buried and yet they were able to be successful. So you can never take anything for granted.
The community holding their breath. The chief saying a successful rescue could never be certain.
This is about as bad as it can get for a trench collapse confined space rescue.
But a response with the fire crew that he will certainly remember.
If I'm looking back to this, sitting on my rocking chair, hopefully sipping a good Kentucky bourbon, we just wanted to have that tremendous pride that I was fortunate enough to serve alongside the men and women of the Louisville Fire Department.
Well, the chief says the last he heard about the condition of the man trapped in the debris is that he's still in the hospital but is recovering well. Live in the studio, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS 11 Night Team, on your side. Doug.